All right. Looks like we back again. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. My name's Haziq Ali. You never joined us before. We do this 5 days a week. Our whole goal is to give it so that you're able to move further, faster, with less effort. We call it Good Morning Millionaire. We feel like it's about creating that $1 million feeling, right? You know, they say one of the great mystic secrets is that nothing really comes from outside. It sounds crazy, but nothing really comes from outside you. It all really starts inside, you know? So we call it millionaire minded. You know, we do all of these different things like vision board coloring books. I mean, ain't that a wild concept? I mean, how do we think of that? It's because we really are we're striving to understand the secrets. Like, you know, maybe this is something you want to buy for your children, or maybe it's something you want to buy for yourself. You know what I mean? So that you can begin imprinting yourself with the images of success, the images of luxury, the images that represent your increased impact, not just your increased income. Good morning, millionaires. Hope you're feeling good this morning. How are we feeling this morning? Let me see it in the comments. Thank you so much to everybody who gave testimonies for this weekend's class. We really appreciate you. This Saturday we did this Kaizen Academy on habits, habit construction, because we truly believe your life doesn't change in a day, it changes in a daily. Can I get a witness? You know, you work out 3 days a week and you wonder why you're not getting results. Well, it's because you worked 3 and then you took off 4. So who wins? 4 wins. You see what I mean? You going through it, you might as well get the harvest. Does that make sense? If we're gonna work on it, then we might as well get what we came for. Good morning, Taisha. Okay, Kerman's in the house. I love it. I love it. My man Arsenio up in here. Mr. Al Terry is in the house. Good morning, brother. Let him know we here. I'm really feeling good this morning. Good morning, millionaires. My man Smitty in the house. What's up, Smitty? How you feel, bro? Glad you made it, man. Glad you made it. Dennis Thicklin is in the house. Glad to see you this morning, man. My man Trey Brown is up in here. Glad you're here, Tracy. Man, Tracy, you be killing it with the TikTok. I love how you keep on redoing your content and placing it everywhere. What's up, Will? Yeah, peace to the gods and the earths. All facts. I just now got this incredible book on the 5% of the nation. I'm really excited to chew into that joint. My man Molly Mall is in the house. I'm going to go ahead and call in on this live line. We got a lot to cover this morning. Adam, good morning, bro. Glad you made it in. My man Mr. Smith checking in. Whenever I say Mr. Smith, it makes me think of the Matrix.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you. Just hold on.
Please enter your...
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Thank you. Please announce yourself. Entry and exit tones are off. All participants are muted.
All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling good this morning. I know I am. They say life gets better when you get better. So keep on getting better. And that applies to us. That applies to our businesses, you know. What's up, Cindy? Desires checking in, Vita. And so this morning, what I wanted to talk a little bit about is customer service. Because like I said in the introduction, believe it or not, there's a formula for good customer service that makes people want to refer your business. And it's the same thing as the formula for reducing heart attack or the formula for reducing heart disease or the formula for, you know, reducing, you know, your propensity to fall out from hypertension or diabetes. The problem is Most people know what to do. They just don't do what they know. That's why this habit class was so important this past weekend. And why, if you were there, I'm really proud that you gave testimonies, et cetera, so forth, because the way life works is only 1 in 20 do anything about it. Knowing and doing are way different from each other. Can I get a witness? And what I want to point out this morning is that employees and entrepreneurs who are dedicated to gaining excellence in the individual elements that make service. And when I say service, I mean memorable service. Like some of you are blown away with our financial company when you join and then your people, or you have someone enroll and then your people get a welcome call. That's memorable, right? What we're trying to do is not just do regular customer service. We're trying to make it memorable service. We're trying to make that a reality. So we don't have a lot of time, but I want you to rank yourself on how you deal with your people as it relates to these 12 different elements that I'm about to give you. What's up, Sodi? My man JT is in the house. What's up, baby? Nathan's in the building. I love it. I love it. So if you're ready for that, then somebody give me a customer service in the comments and then a number 1. Give me a customer service in the comments and then a share. That's what I meant to say. Somebody give me customer service and then give me a share. Give me a share. Give me a share, y'all. Give me a customer service and a share. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Dennis. Thank you for the love, my brother. All right, all right. Here's the first one, y'all. Be friendly first. You knew that. Service always starts with a friendly person who has a friendly smile, who offers friendly words. How friendly are you? How friendly are you? You know, sometimes, we're feeling away and we don't practice emotion management, so it comes out in our attitude. But you got to remember, this customer don't know you going through it at home. This customer don't know if you're going through it with your health or your parents or your granny just now had some kind of stroke. You know, what happens is you got to focus on the moment. You got to live in a moment. Here's number 2. So rank yourself on being friendly, you know. Number 2, attitude always precedes service, right? You hear us talk about it all the time, how it's philosophy that gives you attitude, which gives you activity, which gives you the results, which gives you the lifestyle. But it all starts back there with your philosophy, how you're seeing the world, how your attitude is, right? Millionaires, your positive mental attitude, which is one of those elements of the Mastermind Alliance. That's the basis for how you act and how you react to people, because you become what you think about. The things you think about, you bring about. This is the foundation. So what are your thoughts? Are they positive all the time? How are you guiding them? Here's number 3. Your first words to the client set the tone. You know, when you walk you walk in Moe's, they're like, welcome to Moe's. They almost scare you when you walk in, right? Why? Well, what they've picked up on is that your first words set the tone. All encounters with customers and prospects are yours to control. Is that a fact? The first words that you deliver are going to set the tone for the entire encounter. So what word and tone choices are you making? You know what I mean? Think about that. When you answer the phone, heck, on your voicemail, what word and tone choices are you making? Here's number 4. There are 12 elements that make great service possible. None of these have ever been taught in school. I'm going to say them quickly, but you're able to rewind these and write them down in your power notes, so don't worry. Establish and maintain a positive attitude. Establish and achieve goals. What exactly is your goal of this encounter? Hopefully your goal is to create a referral-inducing experience if you study the revenue acceleration cycle, if you're millionaire-minded. Third is understanding yourself, right? Understanding your coworkers, understanding your customer. It's understanding is the third one. The fourth one is pride, having pride in yourself, having pride in your company, having pride in what you do. The fifth one is responsibility. Are you taking responsibility for your actions? Are you taking responsibility for what happens to you? Are you taking responsibility for the success of your company? Huh? Can I get a witness? Number 6 is listening. Are you listening with the intent to understand? Or are you listening with the intent to defend? Are you listening with the intent to respond? Hopefully, you're listening with the intent to really understand so you can make a connection. Easier said than done, but that's why we're bringing it up this morning. You know, we've done trainings on that. I'm a work in progress on it, just like I bet you are. But how good are you at putting that at the top of your priority list? Number 7 is communicating. Are you communicating to be understood? Or are you just communicating to get your rocks off? Are you making sure that you're communicating with the type of tone, with the type of intent where you want them to understand you? Because that's important. It's not just on the responsibility of the listener, it's also on the responsibility of the person that's communicating. Are you communicating to be understood? Number 8 is change. Are you embracing change as a natural progression of things, as a natural progression of life? Establishing, building, maintaining relationships. This is all still number 4, but I'm giving you 12 of them. What about decision making? What about decision making? Are you gaining the ability to make effective decisions? Which means sometimes you're taking risks, but if you have the right intentions, it's not as risky, right? Number 10, are you establishing, building, and maintaining relationship with that customer? Relationship with that customer. I want you to think about it this morning, y'all, because people don't give you referrals because they like you. They give you referrals because you make them feel special. You make them feel like they can brag on you. Is that what you're doing? Number 11, learning to serve in a memorable way. I had one of my buddies call me yesterday and say, man, you know, I changed my whole life with that whole vibe of you got to serve before you deserve. I was like, man, you know, I really appreciate hearing that, because if we all took that attitude, the whole world would be different. And then that brings me to number 12, which is working as a team, right? To make everybody more productive. You know, TEAM, together each achieves more, right? Team. Are you working as a team to make everybody more productive? Or are you just going to the leader of the team and kind of like expressing and venting, et cetera, so forth? Do you just go to your upline and vent? Or do you go to your upline and say, how can I make all of this better? Where can I help? What can I do to kind of make this so that it's a more memorable, powerful team, right? What can I do to make it so that our team is best in the business? All I'm asking with number 4 is, how prepared are you to serve, millionaires? Really glad to see everybody checking in. How prepared are you to serve? All right. So now moving on to number 5. Know what you sell in terms of the customer. We talked about this yesterday when we talked about Columbus Day. Know what you sell in terms of the customer. Remember, I broke down that example of how he knew they were about to blow their whole treasure, trying to stop the Muslims from taking over North Africa and all of this. They were going to go. He was like, man, but I discovered new lands. And he was able to juxtapose it against the customer's likes, the customer's dislikes. Do you know what you sell in terms of the customer? They don't care about your product. They don't care about your service. They care about how your product or service is used to benefit them. Are you telling them in terms of them, or are you telling them in terms of you? Important point, right? Number 6, know how to serve in terms of the customer. Because again, they don't care what your situation is, millionaire. They only care about their situation. They only care about their problems. And sometimes it comes off aggravating, right? If you have the wrong attitude, or if you're in the wrong state of mind, or if maybe you're in a bad mood, it comes off like, man, who the heck do they think they're talking to? But what you got to picture is, are you serving them in terms of them or you? Because I'm going to tell you what the universe is going to do. The universe is going to give to you through the same size hole that you give through, right? You're going to be able to receive through the same size hole that you give through. You're eventually going to have to eat what you serve. And when a person deserves love the least is when they need it the most. So make sure you're serving in terms of the customer. Can I get that in the comments? I know I've been going fast. Since we're halfway through this thing, can I get that in the comments? When a person deserves love the least is when they need it the most. Can I get a witness? I want you to write that out so that way you are in a zone with it. I want it to go further into your kind of consciousness. When a person deserves love the least is when they need it the most. When a person deserves love the least is when they need it the most. Our Compass Poems. Thanks for being here. Dr. MJ, thanks for being here. I'm so glad you made it in, Miss Tyson. Thank you for being here. When a person deserves love the least is when they need it the most. I heard that, Mark. Mark, you crazy. All right, here's number 7, y'all. Here's number 7. Appreciate that. When a person deserves love the least is when they need it the most. That's your customer too, Travis. That's your customer too. All right, here's number 7. The customer has lots of problems besides you, man, and might just be using you as a frustration vent. Think about that. That feeds into that quote that we just now typed out, right? That customer, this is number 7 of how to deliver customer service that makes them want to refer you, right? We always talk about how people refer you because they want to be able to feel superior to their friends and family. Well, here's a tenet that will allow you to deliver that unerringly. The customer has lots of problems besides you, and they might just be using you as a place to vent frustration. Don't take it too personal if they fly off the handle. Use the 3 most powerful secret words that begin to diffuse all customer problems. What do you think those 3 secret words are, y'all? I got a free vision board coloring book for you. If you can tell me those 3 words, I got a free vision board coloring book for you if you're millionaire minded and you remember these 3 words, right? You remember those? Here's number 8. Nobody wants to hear why you can't. That's number 8. Nobody wants to hear why you can't. Don't tell them when you can't or why you can't. Tell them when or why you can, and do it enthusiastically. That's 5 words, Cindy. But I like that. You know, those are the 5 words that you say whenever you need help from somebody. How can I help you? How can I help you? All right, here's number 9. Recognize customers for what they are. Your paycheck. Don't that make you look at them way different? Recognize customers for what they are, man. Your paycheck. I know you was thinking the boss pays you. Nope. The customer pays you, y'all. So next time you think the customer is a jerk, remember, he's actually your next meal. He's actually your next car. He's actually your next house. He's actually your next dream vacation. He's actually that next pair of shoes you want, that next bag you want, right? You hear me? He's actually that next time you're going to pick up the bill for your family and friends. That's who that customer is. So why not send them a thank you card? Why not send them a thank you card? How do you treat your paycheck? How do you treat your paycheck? Because your customer is your paycheck. You hear me? This makes sense? Number 10. And this is a deep one. Y'all know what an oxymoron is? Like Burger King. I remember they were selling something called a boneless rib. It's like, what? That's an oxymoron. But the fact that they put sugar in toothpaste, it's like, what? That's an oxymoron, right? Well, check it out. Here's number 10. Company policy and customer service are oxymorons. That's something where one cancels out the other. It's like it means it does not make sense. You cannot go off you can't go off company policy and expect to have incredible customer service. Do you hear me? If you have a company policy, that's great. If your team has a policy, that's great. You recognize the company culture, that's great. But never quote from it. Never hide behind it. I'm sorry, that's our policy. Don't be a moral coward, as Martin Luther King called Richard Nixon. Don't be a moral coward. What I'm saying is, when you say, I'm sorry, that's our policy, that's a chicken's way out. Do you use the company policy to offend customers? That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Here's number 11. When you make them mad, it's 12-1 that they're going to leave. I give you 12-1 odds that they out, or at least they're going to be leery. They're either going to leave or they're going to be leery. They're going to feel like you suck. Your company sucks. You hear me? And here's something deep, y'all. Whether you're talking about affirmations that we say to overcome people's negative vibrations, or if you're talking about positive impressions you make to overcome a negative impression. Check this out. It takes 12 positive impressions to overcome one negative one. I got a question for you. What do you do to recover from an angry customer? What do you do to recover from an angry customer? What do you do? Is it somebody else's problem at that point? You're like, man, I tried my best. That's on somebody else. I want to ask you that as number 12. It's number 11. Here's number 12, y'all. I like that, William. I like that, William. William was like, give, Give. That's right. That's right. You got the replay. Millionaire Minded TV has a replay. Make sure you check it out on YouTube. Here's number 12. You are responsible or it won't get done. I don't know how many of you have ever taken a CPR class, but I always give the example that when somebody's passed out and you're about to deliver mouth to mouth or something like that, they always tell you to point at somebody in specific. And they'd be like, you, go call 911, you know? Because if not, everyone's going to sit around and assume that somebody else is doing it. Check this out, y'all. You are responsible or it won't get done. There's a fine line between taking it personally and taking responsibility. There's a fine line between taking it personal and handling it personally. Individual responsibility leads to happy customers that refer you or refer your business. Here's my question for you. Do you take responsibility or do you try to pass it off? You pass the buck. You know what I mean? Are you like the Matrix as the problems are coming at you, right? You start doing like Neo. Nah, man. Let that all come to you. You the big dog, or you'll never be the big dog. You get what I mean? Here's a little bonus for you, man. Take your job serious, but don't take their complaints personal. Take your job seriously, but don't take their complaints personally. If you take it personally, you're going to get upset. You're going to lose your edge. If you take it too personally, you're going to lose your job. You hear me? If you take it seriously, it's you with them instead of you against them, right? If you take it seriously, it's you and them against the world. If you take it personally, it's you and the company against them. What steps can you take to ensure you keep your cool? This weekend on the Kaizen Academy, we were talking about making this trigger chart. Hopefully all my Kaizenites have taken the steps and the pains to create that trigger chart. Maybe one of the things that happened to you, remember we're supposed to make a chart about things that happen that you have no control over, the things you do every day, and then there are things that happen to you every day. And then we were coming up with these habits we want to institute that we can attach to certain of the triggers. I don't want to get too deep because this ain't a Kaizen Academy. But maybe a trigger that happens to you is a client gets upset or a client comes to you that's frustrated, right? Maybe that becomes a trigger for you to take 3 deep breaths. Maybe you breathe slower, right? Maybe that becomes a trigger for you. What steps can you take to ensure you keep your cool? What steps can you take to ensure that you keep your cool? I got another bonus for you since we got more time. Since we got more time before it's time for the affirmation. Shouts out to my man Earl the Pearl that's been handling the affirmation so I don't be getting too hype. Because of my little health thing, I'm supposed to be keeping it cool. You know what I mean? Even yesterday when I was all yelling through the Christopher Columbus joint, it was like, man, I got to watch it. So appreciate it, Earl. All right, here's number 14 I got for you. Another bonus, your second bonus. Your team will get stronger when you begin to build yourself. Your team will get stronger when you begin to build yourself. You know, some things can't come from might or power. They got to come from spirit. Huh? Tell them, Demeter. Tell them, Demeter. Your team is going to get stronger. If you're saying, man, how can this team is kind of weak. Let me tell you what happens. Your team gets stronger when you get stronger. Teams are made up of a bunch of individuals who work together. Teams are made up of a bunch of people who get together and get their own job done. What are you doing to make sure that your job is being done perfectly? Important question, right? I got one more for you and then we out, man. Customers talk to other customers. Customers talk to other prospects. And check this out. They're going to talk about the way you treat them, whether it's good, whether it's excellent, whether it is incredible, or whether it was bad, man, whether it was horrible, whether it was full of resentment and sarcasm and passive aggression. How are they talking about you? Millionaire, that's something for you to consider. That's something for you to consider. I love you all. It's time for affirmations. We're going to go ahead and get to it. Call in on the live line. I want to challenge you to call in on the live line, especially if you've never done it before. Especially if you've never done it before. Especially if you've never done it before. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you. Call in on the live line, especially if you've never done it before. Let's go. Let's go. Trying to look through here and see if anybody got the 3 secret words. The 3 secret words. Did anybody get the 3 secret words? The 3 secret words, y'all, are, oh, that's horrible. Said with extreme empathy and feeling. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's horrible.
Participants are muted and they can unmute themselves.
Oh, that's horrible. Those are the 3 secret words. All right. Nobody won the coloring book today. There'll be other chances, baby. Or you can go and purchase one from Millionaire Minded, millionaireminded.com. You can go and purchase one. Here's how you do it if you are interested. Appreciate everybody for trying. All right, it's affirmation time. Love y'all. All right, love y'all, man. See you in the morning. And remember, either your mind has to expand to match your goals, or your goals will just start to shrink to match your